Talyn, welcome to the show. It's incredible. It's awesome. It's the perfect way to start the week. You know what I mean? How are you?
Thank you, Dan. I'm well. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. I mean, as I said, what better way to start an epic week with someone as epic as you and badass as well. So,
Thank you. I'm very excited about it. Really grateful for the week, grateful for all the opportunities. And it's crazy. It's a Christmas week. So a lot of people are wanting to stop work. But this is when I get really excited because that means I can spend more time in the gym,
I love
really
it.
crush
I love
training.
it. I love that. That's the attitude here. That's the attitude. I love it. So yeah, also welcome everyone to another incredible episode of Chat with Dan. Now, for those who don't know who is the amazing, incredible, epic, badass Talyn, please tell us who you are.
My name is Talyn Edelson. I am a stunt performer and action actress in Los Angeles, California.
There you go. There you go. I love it. But tell me, going back in time here a little bit, tell me where the journey begins. You know, like where this whole passion started.
Well, when I was a little girl, I think since age 7, I've been doing martial arts and extreme sports and acting in theater and musical theater pretty consistently. And my father and I actually got our black belts together in ATA Taekwondo
Oh,
under Master Mark Hale, who has since passed away from cancer. But he really instilled this love of the fight in me, right?
wow.
So I have just been, I've always dreamed of mixing my fighting in martial arts and the varying styles that I've studied there and acting and really making a life surrounded by creative movement. So
Mm,
I'm very happy that I'm getting to live my childhood dream and do stunts and acting, performing, which is my joy. And that's how it came about, really. I suppose you can
love
blame
it.
my father for wanting to instill the discipline of martial arts. I don't think he thought I would. He didn't think I would stick with it my whole life, but
Mm,
I did.
I love it.
So watch
That
out.
I love it. That's amazing. That's amazing. And but tell me, like, what were some of the challenges that you had when you were, recently making your, like those first steps in your acting and stunt career?
Oh man. Well, I came out here in 2009 for the first time, and I did not really have any money or any support. I kind of just did it on a whim. So I'm actually adopted, and my biological father, what he and his dog were crushed and killed by a dump truck in a tragic accident.
Oh,
And I just met him when I was 21. So it was like a year after I'd met him, and I just talked to him that morning, found out this happened. Shortly afterward, some people that I was living with who were friends from Oklahoma State University
mm-hmm.
said that they were going to move out to Los Angeles in a few weeks and I could come with them if I wanted to. So I pressed pause on going to school at Oklahoma State because 15-year-old Talyn had stopped to Los Angeles for a couple of days and said, I'm going to move here when I'm older. And I thought, well, if I have friends going now and this tragedy has just happened and I want to pursue my dreams because
Mm,
life is short, what better time? So I just drove out with them with like 2 weeks notice and did it. So it was a wild journey. I actually, after a year and a half of like working restaurant jobs at age 21 and whatnot, I mean, I even got
wow.
fired from the Cheesecake Factory for showing up without my pants because I was surfing that morning. And I showed up my bathing suit and I
Mm.
thought I had my white uniform pants in my trunk and I did not. And I actually was running 15 minutes early. So I asked if I should just go home and come right back and grab them, but they just told me not to come back at all
No.
because I would have been 15 minutes late because
Mm,
it was a 30-minute drive. Um, However, yeah, it was like a big struggle, honestly. I had 6 jobs at a time. Sometimes I didn't really have any kind of support for a long time when I was first out here. And my family did not like the idea or really support uh, the stunt and acting creative life that I wanted.
absolutely.
So I ended up going back to Oklahoma State after a year and a half to finish my other degree to get degrees in acting and graphic and motion design. So that would be constituted as a real job. But then, of course, I just went immediately back to doing my dream
Mm,
of stunts and acting. And and have just been working toward improving that and increasing the frequency that I'm on set ever since. And now I'm actually
Wow.
having the fun of creating my own projects. Like yesterday, we actually shot one of the first projects ever for
Mm,
my future production company, which is called Villainy Street. So
that's
things
incredible.
are moving forward. It's not easy, but thank God I'm able to just work doing entertainment now, which is perfect.
Wow. I mean, such a journey. I mean, this is incredible. Like all that that you managed, like to make that happen. I mean, I would just say, hello everyone, this is Talyn. She's super badass. She's doing everything. I mean, look at her career. Good night, everyone. That's it. You know, it's amazing what you do. I mean, wow. I mean, the fact that like that you had like those unfortunate events, but you managed to continue push forward. That's incredible. I mean, that takes a lot of courage and a lot of, yeah. I'm speechless.
Thank you. It's funny because I bad things happen to everybody. And
Absolutely.
for me, it's about turning negative experiences into positive outcomes and really restructuring something bad that's handed to you and creating
Yeah.
something beautiful out of that, because you don't have to turn it into this negative thing and go down a bad path. So as I get older, I try to finesse how to do that. I was not always good at it. I might not always be great at it now, but I do my best to keep that mindset
Yeah.
and grow with that. And yeah, so I am thoroughly enjoying the process currently, and I'm so happy that I have found my internal peace. So I'm feeling pretty peaceful almost all the time, which is such a blessing, and also something I feel like I had to work really hard for. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but
But you
all is
managed.
well.
You know. I
Hell
love it. I mean that's basically starting from the bottom. Now we're here. I love it. That's incredible,
yeah.
Talent. That's incredible. I love it. Wow.
Thanks, Dan.
Now, focusing a little bit here on your stunt career. Tell me how you prepare. Like, is there, I don't know, like specific, yeah, like a specific ritual, like something you always do to kind of set your mind for a stunt scene.
It's so funny because each film or TV show that I work on is completely different.
Okay.
So all the stunt coordinators have their own style, and the people that the stunt coordinators are working for all have their own style, and it's completely contingent on where we're filming and how long we're filming and what kind of stunts are involved in the filming. So it's funny. Sometimes it's a game of you show up on set and you hurry up and wait and you just like warm up and you're in wardrobe, and like
Mm,
they might never even use you or get to the action, or maybe they have to cut the action because they run out of daylight. Who knows? um but you know oftentimes I make sure that I know what the stunt is before I go in. I always ask specifically what I need to rehearse. If it's something that I don't have down 100%, then I'll go to the gym and work up doing different progressions.
mm,
One of my favorite examples for this is a stunt I did years ago now, but it's one of my favorites because I was able to show the progression and then get a really cool clip from it. But I was going to Tempest Freerunning Academy to practice doing dive rolls holding a box of cupcakes under one arm without crushing the box of cupcakes.
mm.
And it was for a Cracked TV short, Stunt Doubling Kelly Fry. And I was wearing a superhero outfit, and I had to do a blind dive roll through a glass window holding the cupcakes and roll out of it and stop right in front of camera, which was like 3 feet in front of where I landed, and make it look pretty, not hurt anything or anyone, and not crush the cupcakes with my eyes closed, and then wait until they said cut for them to come brush the glass off my eyelids to make sure I didn't get that in my eyes. So it was like, in the end, it sounded like it was really hard, but because I was able to go rehearse the progressions
Yeah.
and make sure I was feeling safe and comfortable in my body, eat healthy, feel healthy, like get enough rest before the day,
Mm,
and be mobile and limber and comfortable in my wardrobe, thanks to the wardrobe department, and comfortable because of my stunt coordinator Talia, being calm and patient and kind and explaining things and asking what I was comfortable with. Like we ended up with a really cool product, I think. So
wow.
that's an example of one thing.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Wow. But tell me, how the process usually works. I mean, like, walk me through. So they tell you, like, they walk you through the whole scene that they're gonna about to do. Do they take I mean, does it usually go in one take? Like, how the whole process works?
It's so hard to say because sometimes it's one take, sometimes I don't get to it at all, sometimes it's 5 takes, sometimes it's 13. It just depends. Like when I was doing a stair roll, a stair fall on a film last year,
Mm.
how many takes did we do of that? I don't even remember. I don't, it's so funny because I don't really think about it in numbers. It's like I kind of just disappear and get into this flow state, and I just like do it as many times as they tell me to do it, and I'm just kind of having fun the whole time, and I'm just like there until they kick me off set. It's like when you work out in the gym until
Mm.
you're so tired that you're like wanting to crawl out and your muscles literally don't really function.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then or they close the gym and you have to go. That's how I feel about being on set. I'm never rushing to get off set, except for maybe like one 23-hour day that I worked, which was insane.
Yep.
And I was like hallucinating by the time I walked off there because it was all like neon lights and like a crowded fake bar scene with fake smoke, and I was so tired. And yeah, but it's so different every time. It's kind of like a create your own ending, so it depends on the project.
And like how you handle the injuries, like how you like, does it happen frequently that you will get injured or not at all, or?
Well, knock on wood right here. I have never been injured on set, so I only do things, I only sign up for things that I feel comfortable with, right? That I've practiced in a safe environment, that I am a specialist at, that I'm a professional at, so that I am making my stunt coordinator look good. I don't want to do anything that's going to hurt me, because
Absolutely.
if I get hurt, then the person I'm working for, it makes their job harder. They look bad, like they didn't hire someone that's professional enough. They are losing money for production as a whole because they have to find someone else, or they have to have that important piece of action, which I think makes or breaks films, cut out of the entire film itself. So yeah, it's really important that you keep your body safe and strong and healthy, and you really put in the repetition, like Bruce Lee says. It's put in 10,000. It's a man who does 10,000 kicks that you should be afraid of. One man that does one kick 10,000 times versus 10,000 different kicks. So it's about getting the reps in, feeling safe and comfortable. And I sometimes don't get rehearsal days for anything though, and you just kind of have to do it on the spot. But hopefully that's a skill I've already trained a lot. If we're doing fight choreography, sometimes I might get no rehearsal at all, and then it's a little bit harder for memorization. But since we train fight choreography a lot, and since I've been doing fighting my whole life, I'm able to adapt where I don't feel like I'm in danger, and but I can still act like I'm in danger, or make the other person feel like they are in danger. So
That's incredible. I love it. That's super cool. And but tell me, like, how how do they, for example, when you're about to do like stunt, do you have to audition, or how does it work for someone who works on the for someone to get a role as a stunt in a project? Like, how does that work?
The path there is also very very versatile. It's kind of another walk your own path journey. So there are, professional athletes get roped into doing stunts because they might be in the right place at the right time. Or like me, for example, I have had to hustle, and we used to, sometimes there are auditions, but they're kind of few and far between for stunts. Usually it's word of mouth or referral, because you already want to have rapport with someone,
Totally.
To know that you like them as a person, or have worked with, or that they have had references from people that you know and trust, so that you know what you're getting yourself into. Because you're trusting each other with each other's lives. So if it's just, one stunt performer on the day, stunt doubling the lead actor or actress, that's one thing. But if it's like a group and you're all working together, you have to make sure that you can all trust each other and really have each other's backs. You don't want someone going rogue by accident because they're not capable of like thinking of other people's safety when they're like in a move and they turn around and they accidentally elbow the lead actress in the face and they fall over, and it could be a disaster. So yeah, it's kind of important that everyone is comfortable hiring each stunt performer from whatever background they have. Everyone has their own specialty. So there are, the martial artists, like fight choreography people who have backgrounds in all sorts of stuff, whether it's just fighting, whether it's sports and circus, or stunt training in fight choreography only. It could be anything. So a lot of it is word of mouth and who you know and who you trust and who you feel safe around and who you like, because if you're working on a long project with someone, you want to like their personality because they're going to be around you all the time. So a lot goes into it.
I love it. But and out of the old projects you have been, what has been some of your favorite ones, and what would be like your dream role in the future?
Oh, God, I feel so lucky because I've worked on so many fun projects. I'm my only complaint is that I want to work on them longer. I want to work on them so much longer than the time that's there. I want to be sick of something, but I'm always just like so thirsty for more. I'm like, let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Do we have to go home? Like, how long can I stay?
I love it.
But I really loved working on Barry, the latest season of Barry, because wow, the cast and crew was just incredible, and I had such a fun time dealing with the dark experimental subject matter and tone and the way that they filmed that. All of the actors and actresses were super inclusive and kind, and no one on that set was judgmental. The stunt coordinator I was working for, Wade Allen, is like a great martial artist himself, and you could tell because he's like a very respectful, great family man. So I love that. I love working for people who just really lead by example and really love and respect their families, and really softly share their joys about life without bragging, but like they're just someone very strong and professional and respectful is always a joy. So mixing that and that being my boss for the time being, with like the amazing energy of that cast, which are just exceptional, great-hearted people who are so talented, and getting to really walk through things, have some rehearsals with them, and then the stunt people that I was working with additionally on that film were fantastic. It was just a great time all around.
I love it. Wow. Now let's say that one day I call you and I tell you that I want to start on this, on the stunt career. I want to make it. Now, after your experience, of course, I don't know anything. I mean, I don't know anything about it. So what advice would you give to me as someone who has never been on the whole stunts, that is on his 30s, and he wants to basically throw everything away and start this new career?
Well, there are so many subsections of stunts. So I would say that you have to define your goals, but to help you define your goals so you can choose your path to do your best to succeed in the industry, I would recommend a diverse group of different kinds of stunt training in gyms. Not only are they all kind of all expected abilities, is the old term that was coined, but it's, I would send you to several different fight schools with different styles, and I would also ask, tell you to go by different stunt hustling and networking events so you can see the different stunt groups and their specialties and the personalities of these different people, to see who you want to be around, because that has a lot to do with it. And they have like driving and drifting and motorcycle stunts and high fall specialists who just do high falls all the time. And then you have your fire burn people who are doing fire burns all the time. And there is a crossover, right? Because if you're stunt doubling someone on set, then, if your actor is getting lit on fire one day and then the next day he's getting thrown off of a building and has to do some parkour away, like you want to be able to do some of all of that, right? So that's why all expected abilities is important. Depending on what kind of stunt career you want to have, you can choose to specialize, or you can choose to have all expected abilities and kind of train all of the activities, or you can just be a motorcycle guy. So I would say go to all of these things, stack up the skills on your resume, meet people, interact, find the people that you like, and You have to love it though. I mean, it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Some people get lucky, but
Yeah.
you really have to love it because it's
Well,
hard.
yeah, absolutely. But I'll take it. That's pretty cool. If I ever make it, I'll be sure to mention you on my thank you speech. Count on it.
Oh, thank you, Dan. Thank you.
I mean,
Also,
yeah.
can I interject with one more thing?
Yeah, of course.
I forgot to say, when you're asking how people get jobs, it's so strange after COVID because there's such a history behind the way that stunt people get jobs.
Mm-hmm.
When it started back in the day, the old stuntmen would just take maps, like physical maps, and they would have to go find out where things were filming.
Oh.
And they would literally, without any digital help, go find on the map where the film set was and then try to sneak on and talk to the stunt coordinator. And obviously that evolved through the digital times, but kind of became a rite of passage. Yep. So for the first many years of my career, it was like expected that you go to set and you hustle the stunt coordinator. You kind of like meander on and make sure that you are acting well, but essentially just sneak on and act low-key. Don't get in the way of anything, and like wait until it's the right time to go talk to the stunt coordinator and give them your headshot and resume and have a copy with you. So I did that for many years of my career. And I mean, this year I even worked for someone that I met through hustling them on set for a music video. It was like a Dylan Francis and Mike Tyson music video with like a like Japanese kabuki fight in it with some great performers. So, and then that guy's given me 2 really cool jobs since I hustled him there. So, and those have been 2 of my favorite as well. So it's strange because when COVID hit, they stopped allowing anything like that, because if that person had COVID or anyone else comes on set with COVID, the whole production shut down. So a big way of how people met people and got in and like showed their stealth mode and kind of got street cred and respect to get work and like get to know people just disappeared recently. So that's kind of been eliminated. Now there are all these like stunt directories popping up where it's like pay a fee for this digital subscription, and like maybe someone will see you if they type in your statistics. So it's a weird world. There's so much evolution to the whole thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. I mean, right now I'm learning so much about stunts. That's really cool. I love it. That's pretty amazing. And I mean, now that you mentioned that, now that you mentioned the whole that you will pay a fee, would you recommend that? Or more like my question would be, how could you how could you discover which ones could be real or fake? Because like another thing that I've discovered is that due to the whole, this whole digital area, sometimes we will have like this so-called masterclass or like this so-called someone like like agents or things like that, but they ended up being either a scam or a fraud. So how could you distinguish for some of them that are real and for some of those who are not real at all?
Well, luckily, since I started, there have been some really cool kind of mentor groups or community groups that are on different social media platforms, specifically Facebook, and it's kind of very well known, since the stunt community is pretty small, all things considered, which subscription services exist, like Stunt Phone, and Stunt Phone is one of them, and Stunt Players Directory, and Stunt Listing is kind of a new one, but they did a really good job with their setup and marketing, and they are legitimate and offer really great services as well. And iStunt is really great. So it's funny because I don't really know where the people calling me and hire me know me from sometimes, or how they got referred to me, and I don't even necessarily ask that because they're really busy. And I figure if it comes up organically or we talk about it on set on the day, then that's a good time. But I don't really waste their time with questions like that in the beginning. I kind of just ask them what's necessary. So I don't know which stunt sites have gotten me hired, but I also see it as, supporting my community, because most of these stunt sites are run by stunt people. So, and their families. So it's a way for me to invest, a piece of the the money that I get doing what I love back into my community to keep fueling that, because a lot of them put on, you know, events that they sponsor, and it's really nice being able to go into these different places and be seen versus not be seen. So Travis Wong, who's a really great stunt coordinator and very talented performer who owns a really incredible stunt gym called Joining All Movement in Los Angeles, and they have a new Atlanta location too. But actually, so they have a group of owners, Michael Phillip and Aaron Tony and Jake Wong and Trav, all own these gyms that are so kick-ass. I've actually been going to that since 2009, and it's gone through a couple different locations as they've grown, but it's one of my favorite places to train. Always really strong vibes there, and a great place to meet stunt people and decompress. So another way to get in is by going to these open gyms where people can train whatever they want in the open mat time, and make friends, and then those friends make recommendations or introduce you to other people, and that's how that works.
Wow.
But Travis, to bring it back, Travis says that it's kind of, you know, a responsibility as a stunt performer to support your community and like sign up for all of them if you can. And that's kind of what I believe as well.
Amazing. Wow. I mean, I've been basically most of the whole interview here speechless because it's amazing. That's super cool. Now, let's say that one day, you know, Netflix, HBO Max, Disney Plus call you and they tell you that I want to create a film based on your career. So, how would you call it?
Oh, okay, I forgot to answer your other question about what my dream project would be. So I'm gonna go back to that really fast because I keep thinking about how excited I'd be to work on something like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Did you ever watch that movie?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh, I love it. It's so fun, but having like action and like sexy scenes and intrigue and mystery and a little, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Smith is such a dreamy style of project, you know, with the Argentinian tango and the dancing they had in Colombia, intertwined with like some beautiful fighting and like hand-to-hand combat and tactical combat. And oh my God, the stunt performer list on that film is so extensive with so many people that I never thought would work together.
Yeah.
I had no idea they knew each other, but it's such an epic list of people. Working on something like that would be great. And I hate saying, you know, something like Kill Bill, but because it's so unique, it's like one of a kind. But that's why I like working on indie films so much. They're still my favorite. Like I love doing independent films because so many of them are so much more one of a kind, and that's what really makes it special. That being said, I haven't really worked on any blockbusters. Like I kind of just focus on like indie films, and I mean, as I'm progressing in my career, I get all different kinds of movies and TV shows now, but I haven't worked on any of the big things, right? Like Black Panther or so I would love to work on.
I mean, it's gonna happen eventually. I mean, so for someone as badass as you, it's more than obvious that it's gonna happen eventually. And I'm super sure that our next conversation is gonna be like, check out. I mean, that you're even gonna have your own action figure. Hear me on that.
Oh, that's so kind. Thank you.
That'll be cool. That's gonna happen. I love it. Wow.
I just want to keep improving the strength of myself mentally and physically. Like Socrates has this great quote that's it's a shame to not see the strength and beauty of which your body is capable. So I really want to be able to, you know, go on Michelangelo and like carve out the statue in myself and see how strong I can make myself and how fit I can make myself, and while still keeping a mental balance. It's so important to me, so I don't sacrifice my mental balance. I like eat healthy, and I overeat a little bit as I'm trying to cut weight, you know, because I want to make sure that I'm strong, because I've had injuries when I was younger from like not eating enough when I was trying to cut weight, and that's just not a good idea. That's not smart. I want to stay healthy, stay working, feel good mentally, and really give myself the nutrients that I need. But working strength and flexibility and being diverse and trying to maintain great friendships and always improve my family relationship, which is so fun right now. I love my family so much. Having that balance is really important to me.
Absolutely.
So I try to do that.
And then you're making it happen.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, Yeah, you're like definitely on top of the badass people I've ever met, for sure. For
Thanks,
sure.
Dan. That's so nice of you. I
That's
appreciate you.
that's incredible. That's incredible. But yeah, like moving here like a little bit. So tell me, how would you describe your whole career on a film? Like how would you call this film? Your whole career.
Is it something that already exists or something completely new?
Something completely new.
I uh
Take your time.
I don't have a clue. Yeah, I don't know. This one's really hard for me. Naming things is not my specialty. But let me see. Give me like 15 seconds.
I'll give you 15 seconds.
Mm.
I'll give you even 20.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, one of my I keep thinking of the name that I have titled one of the feature film synopses that I've created that I want to write and expand upon in the future, called The Meat Grinder.
Okay.
Because it's hard.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's rough. And but I love it so much. And honestly, the thing is I would rather die than do anything else. There's nothing else that I want to do with my life. There's nothing else that makes me happy. So like even in the worst of times, it's worth it for just that little taste of like a good cut of meat, you know. I don't know. So yeah, maybe something as dark as just
The Meat Grinder.
The Meat Grinder, because it's a rough world, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a struggle and it's hard, but you keep on grinding, you keep on hustling, you keep on hunting, and keep your nose to the grindstone. And I feel like that's what my life is, like doing my best to just make things happen and go with the flow, but still try to
yeah. Wow. I mean, that was deep, dark. I mean,
dark. I have to really pull the darkness back. I have
no. I mean,
so hard.
yeah. I mean, it's interesting because, you know, let's say that you will open up Netflix or HBO. I mean, definitely the Meat Grinder wouldn't be on Disney Plus, definitely not. But HBO Max for sure. And then you put it on, and then you see this new film called The Meat Grinder. You're like, oh, okay. You know, it sounds interesting. I will be definitely watching it. You know, I'll be like, let's see what happens. You know, I mean, it's already sounds that it's gonna be kind of a horror, dark, comedy, action, thriller, drama stuff. So all of it together, that sounds cool.
Disney Plus has some crazy stuff lately. They have some dark stuff. I was very shocked when they have a lot of cursing. I was like, Disney is allowing like tons of cursing now?
They recently added I think like Deadpool 1 and 2, but like the uncensored version, you know, with the whole cursing and everything. And I was like, look at that.
What a great film.
Yeah, love it. I love it. Now, next question here. If you could describe your whole career but on a drink, what would have it? You know, let's say that I go to a bar and I want to have that drink. How do I call it? That describes your career.
Oh.
Take your time. I'll give you 25 seconds for this one if you want. Make it 30 if it's better.
I don't really drink often. I don't drink alcohol often.
I love it.
But I feel like I would have to make it like a Frankenstein drink. You know how my friend Mike makes these Frankenstein meals. So, you know, if you don't have time to go to the grocery, then you kind of just use everything from your fridge and freezer and you make like a Frankenstein meal of the ingredients you have and try to make something delicious out of it. So maybe it'd be called like the Frankenstein, and it would be, you know, the olives from my vodka martini in my smoky campfire scotch that tastes like a fire in my mouth, which is like the burn of life, right? And then you have maybe a nice sugar rim just to
Mm.
have a
Sweet things a
hint
little bit.
cutting
Yeah,
down the.
yeah, yeah. A little bit. Mm. I mean, that sounds even darker as well, but I love it too. You know, I mean, yeah, that sounds like one of those drinks that if you order it, you're gonna have like a warning notice saying like, "Warning, if you try this, you know, like oh, like that type of sign, you know."
I should also probably add in a slice of bacon from like a delicious Bloody Mary,
Yeah.
or a nice spicy green bean, just to have something to really bite into and like rip
Mm.
apart.
Mm.
Also very
So
important.
so it's like
Fight
one of
life.
those it's like one of those drinks that you only need one and that's it.
I'm done.
And that's it. You're good for the rest of the night, day, you know, the whole week probably. I love it. Wow. Wow. And like my last question here is like what motivates you? You know, we all have those days that we just want to quit. You know, that depression comes in and we feel terrible and we want to quit. So my question here is what pushes you back on this road that you have created for so many years now?
I just can't see myself doing anything else. It's like, it's so funny because, some people are like, you should have a backup. And in my mind, there's just no other option. Like, I would rather die homeless on the street, sick, than like do something else. Like, I just can't
Wow.
even imagine it. I don't know why, because I feel so creative in so many ways, but like, there's just nothing else that I want to do. So, yeah. Sorry,
That's
what was the
bad.
question again?
No. What motivates you?
Yeah, I guess I want to feel proud of myself.
Mm.
And I have a really annoyingly high standard with my idea of success, but I just want to spend my life trying to achieve that because I want to, what motivates me is, honestly now it's probably being able to work with people that I really genuinely love and look up to, that I see as my mentors or like inspirational figures to me.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest motivation right now, is to be able to make great projects that I really believe in and love and spend a lot of time creating with talented people that I just really genuinely adore.
And that's how the cookie crumbles. Fantastic. Wow. I mean, at the end, what can I say, Talyn? I mean, I've said, I mean, I'm speechless. You know, I could drop this mic definitely because you're definitely dropping it here. It's really cool. I mean,
Oh, Dan,
your story is amazing, and like the whole passion you put to it, you know, and as you mentioned, that the fact that you would rather die homeless than do something else. I mean, that's incredible because it's like you are definitely super into it, you know, and that takes a lot of courage, and also it shows that the whole passion you put to it, and it's amazing. Your whole vibe is incredible. I mean, as I said before, you're like on top of the baddest people I've ever met in my life, because it's incredible all the journey that you have been through, but you still manage to continue pushing and going here, doing there, keep yourself active, you know, and also keep yourself healthy, physically, mentally. It's incredible.
thank you.
Wow.
I'm doing my best. There's still so much room for progress. Like, there are so many things I need to improve upon, but I'm thankful for the opportunity. I have an important question for you though, Dan.
Hit me. Yeah, hit me.
I need to know what makes you happy.
What makes me happy? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, you know this. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Right. What makes me happy? Yeah. So, you know, what makes me happy is just to kind of either be with my dogs, or be with friends, go outside, or just perhaps like stay inside, watch a film, you know, sleep. You know, because one of the things that I tend to do, which is wrong, and I'm kind of working on it, is that I sometimes will push myself more than I can take. You know, for example, that I don't know, that I will not sleep properly for 3-4 days so I can work, for example, on the podcast. But then later on, I discovered that my performance later on, it looks totally different as if I have like a proper, sleeping cycle and everything. So that is one thing that I'm currently working on. So basically what makes me happy is just kind of to be on my own, to kind of enjoy life basically, in like those moments in which you can just sit back and enjoy all of the work that you've done, things like that. And also speaking with incredible amazing talented people like you also makes me super happy, because that's like at the same time motivation for me to keep up. It's like the fuel, to keep me going forward. That is like one of the things that I've discovered with this platform, is that the more that I talk with new incredible people, somehow their stories kind of motivate me to keep up, to keep up going, to be like, if they can do it, I can do it too. If they have gone through so much stuff, but they continue doing it, I can do it too. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
that was cool.
proud of you.
Thank you so much. I mean, as I said here at the end, what can I say? It's incredible. It's amazing. I mean, and I'm super sure that eventually everybody's gonna know about what you do, because, as I said, it's super inspirational. I mean, I would love if I would love if at some point you could have like a book about your whole career, because it's incredible and I love it. And I want to also thank those who watching this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure, I mean, since the video is over, make sure to go follow Talyn like right now. I'm gonna leave in the description below her social media so you can follow her. Let's make her viral. Hashtag Team Talyn, because she's incredible. She's amazing. And again, thank you so much for making this happen. Have an incredible rest of the week, an incredible Christmas, and also those who watch, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow. Let me know in the comments what do you think about this incredible, badass, super amazing person I'm speaking right now. And Talyn, I'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Dan. You're amazing. I appreciate you and your time. I really appreciate the way you ask questions. You're such a kick-ass guy, and I hope you have the best holiday season.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you. All right.